a general chatting first.
Okay. Whatever you say.
Hello, lovely people of the internet. Oh my gosh, we got that on tape. My mom saying whatever I say. Whatever I say goes. That was, I clicked over and you were like, whatever you say.
Did I really? I remember that. I'm a good admin. If I said that, I don't even remember. But okay.
She's like, all right. Whatever. Whatever. I think that's a little.
Yeah, I think I said, I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what we're doing, so whatever you say goes. It wasn't like, oh, in the whole big world, anything you say goes.
Well, why not?
It was like on this stream, what we're entering
Okay.
here.
Okay.
I
That's kind of how
I
feel.
don't know
It's
what
like,
we're doing, so you're, yeah.
I feel like on this stream,
Mhm.
like you can do no wrong. Like you're the guest here, so like
Ooh.
you
I do like that. I like that.
But as soon as the cameras turn off,
Yeah.
everything's your fault.
I understand it. But it is nice to have someplace where I don't have to worry about messing stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Oh, Pornation says, welcome back!
nice. To me?
Yeah.
Hi, thank you. Thank you. I've been gone a long time, so I'm glad to be back. LJ told me there was an email set up, and I got some emails, and I'm sorry I don't know about that yet. And so if anyone has emailed
I
me.
told you about them.
You told me, but I don't know where they are, how to access them, or anything like that. So if you've
I can
emailed
put it on
me,
your
thank
phone.
you so much. And I will get back to you. It's been a lot going on in the past 3 weeks. So I don't know how much you've said or how much you would just.
I just told them about that Savage Nana passed away, that she got sick and then she passed away.
Yeah, she was ill for 2 weeks and been in hospice. So it's been a busy time for both of us. And yeah, we were all there for family was there, and that's what's important. That's what's important in life. So
Exactly. Yeah, we were busy doing stuff, other more important stuff.
yeah.
So, yeah. Today,
Mhm.
we're gonna make hot press sandwiches.
Oh, that's great. I don't know if I've ever made a hot press sandwich ever.
Well, you're gonna today.
I think I might have. I think going back in my mind now, years ago my mother had a waffle iron, it was a big one, and the plates that had the pattern for the waffle, you could take them out and flip them over, so thus it would become a sandwich press back in the 70s. So my Nana was
I had a waffle iron.
Cardigan or something, yeah.
Yeah. Savage Nana was.
Savage.
This is a very good.
She was.
She's where we get our savage nature
Yeah,
from.
she's more savage than me, I'll tell you that. Yeah, she's savage.
I feel like she's also where we got our cooking skills from.
I don't want to go there. I don't know. In her day, she was a very good. In her day, she was a good cook.
Yes.
She was.
I'm a better baker.
Never a baker. She was never
Yeah.
a baker. And
Sorry.
and that slipped as time went on.
Oh
And I
my
get it because she was. I think someone figured out she was widowed for as many years as she was married. 33 and 33. I think they figured out. So, when you're not cooking on the regular, you lose those skills. You really do, just like anything else. And so, yeah, those cooking skills did slip over the years.
They did.
Just leave it at that.
They did. Well, should we start out by showing your merch, announcing your merch
I'd love
design?
to. I'd love to. This is
Savage Mama literally designed this merch. She was like, okay, I want a shirt that has this on it and it says this. And I was
But
like,
yeah, you did, and I just told you what I wanted.
yeah, but like you were like, okay, I want the ferret to look like this.
Yeah.
And like I had like a black and white ferret to start with, and you like picked this tan ferret and like
And the shape of the ferret was
Yeah.
was important to me.
and you picked the font and everything.
Did I? Yeah. So,
If you want one of these,
Yes.
you can go to the merch store and you can get one. It does have, I did put a little logo at the bottom, but it is like light brown. It's not like a super intrusive logo or anything. I tried to keep it like pretty minimal.
And I didn't wear it today because I wear a uniform here.
And I did not wear my uniform. I wore my pumpkin game t-shirt.
I'm a uniform person. Just tell me what to wear and I'll wear that. So black shirt, white apron, uniform. But
that is usually what we wear.
But this is somewhere where you can find it. She'll tell you where. But I love it because sometimes you want to argue with somebody, and what's the point? It ain't gonna end well, and they're not. Yeah. So it's just like arguing with a ferret.
You may as well be arguing with a ferret sometimes.
Yeah.
And this is just a reminder.
Yeah, don't do it.
Just don't do it.
Yeah.
Like,
for me, and some people, there's some people you need to work things out and you need to talk things through. And life is not always easy, and we'll see that probably when we do questions later. And you have to work through things. Life gets messy. I understand that. But there's some times and some people, and you know who they are. There's just no friggin' point. You don't argue the ferret. You just walk away. That's a bad one.
Yep.
I like it.
Porgnacia says, ooh, nice. All about taking time for yourself and self-care. I actually read those in the wrong order.
Oh, thank you. Right. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
That was exactly it.
Should we cook sandwiches first before we
Okay,
ask
let's do
questions?
sandwiches.
Okay, there's...
Because who doesn't like sandwiches?
Yeah.
Should we bring everything over? Okay, there's,
This is just spray oil. You might recognize it from the,
ooh.
whoopsies.
Put on that light because that maybe makes this more beautiful.
Yeah, no, I gotta turn the light back on. It's our beauty light.
Yeah, if it helps. If it helps, if I could walk around with one of them.
I have a ring light. It's a cheap ring light. It's not like I actually bought
And
like
it goes
a
on
good
your
ring.
phone?
That's the ring light right there.
Oh, okay.
The light that's in a ring.
Gotcha.
And it has a setting on it that's literally called beauty.
Is this the beauty setting?
Yeah.
So think what I only slept 4 hours, maybe less than 4
Yeah.
hours.
I got up this morning. Was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get up a little bit early, get some stuff out of the way, and then maybe I'll have time for a little nap. And 5 minutes after I get up, she texts me and goes, okay, I'm going to bed now.
In case I'm late in the morning.
Yeah.
I wanted you to know. And I
Which
didn't
was nice of you to do.
Yeah,
but
I
was
thought
just
you would
like,
be fast asleep and then you would see it later when you woke up. So, but yeah, and I didn't need my alarm come to find out because my eyes just popped open. So I need to work on that. Talking about self-care. That's on the list of things to work on. Sleep hygiene and all that, and a visit to a doctor and all that. Because sometimes those things get put off when there's an illness and other things bubble up that need attention quick.
These guys are really good about encouraging you to go to your doctor. There was last week I was having some issues, and these guys were really good about being like, hey, you really do need to go to the doctor, and
Well, good.
get that taken care of.
Yeah.
So I don't want you guys to feel like I thought that you were yelling at me or I appreciated that. I appreciated that. I was like, yeah, you're right. And Amber Len being like, yo, go to your gyno, and I was like,
Ooh.
you right.
Okay.
You right.
Well, and I remember years ago, and like I said, my mother was widowed for 33 years and lived by herself. And sometimes when you're by yourself, you don't have that feedback. And there was one point when she was very depressed, and we were wasn't getting better. And she was on a thing where she didn't want to take medication. She wanted to do herbal and all, which is fabulous.
If
it
it
wasn't
works.
working. So, we literally, it wasn't like one of those things where you go and, what do you call that?
It makes noise, don't worry.
Okay. So anyway, my husband and I just had to go over and just sit with her and say, we're concerned, because she needed to hear that. So sometimes that's something you can do.
Oh no, we lost a clip.
We lost something. Oh, is that what we lost? Okay.
It's okay. Our green screen might fall down while we're here, but it's fine.
But we are in Independence, Missouri.
Yes. I love that you spotted it.
And I love that travel is so fast these days.
Right? It's just like, boom. You want to go over to the apothecary? No, we gotta make sandwiches.
I wish travel was like that. I really do.
Yeah, that's Star Trek, man.
Well, there used to be questions in school would you rather have this power or this power? And I think I almost always picked the power to boom be someone else like that.
Yeah.
That would just be I just love that. So So we are in Independence, Missouri. And I like it.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Porgnacia says, my friend has a site that's literally all sandwiches.
Oh, how
It's
cool.
glorious.
Okay, will she put it up? Can she put a link to this other thing?
You can send me a whisper and I can share it.
Okay. That is
Or you
cool.
can email her if you want.
I have an email.
SavageMamaHeartwig@gmail.com.
I don't know. But I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Like I said,
I got it on my computer and I
like I
can send
said,
it
I've
over.
been
They
in
also
my-
said sleep is for the week.
Who said that?
Porgnacia.
Oh, now come on. I need more than 3.5 hours a night. It's just I gotta zone in on these bags under the eyes, but there's some luggage under there.
So this is the Cuisinart sandwich grill that actually
Okay.
belongs to wifey, but we're borrowing it. And there's no on-off switch on it. You just plug it in, and then when the light turns green, it's ready.
There you go. Simple.
Yeah, I mean, kind of.
I think you're gonna.
Yeah.
I've never done this. I think you're gonna need that.
I'm gonna need 2 slices of bread and 2 slices of cheese, and you can choose.
I could choose the cheese.
Yep.
Because there's 3 choices.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I did wash my hands right before we walked in.
She did. She's way better than me about that.
I did. And it's just the two of us eating.
Oh yeah, I didn't bring plates.
Might fit those in my mouth.
So you can also put other stuff in this.
Okay.
I thought about getting a tomato to do tomato slices in.
Yeah.
Originally when we were gonna do this, it was the week after the caprese salad.
Oh, that was yum.
And I was like, I'll put the leftover tomato, I'll slice it and put it in
Oh.
this. The tomato is not good anymore.
Yeah. It's a lot of weeks after the
And the mozzarella is
after the caprese.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This one, I feel like there's also an Italian word for a hot press sandwich. I think
Panini.
is that right?
I believe that's right.
I know that's what they say at Panera.
Well, okay, I busted. According to Panera, I think it's a panini. But that could be French or that could be anything. I don't know. But
It
I
could be, yeah.
believe they called it panini there. But
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just overwhelmed by the cheese.
I just
What is
grabbed
this?
3 cheeses. Okay.
Yes, I like cheese.
I went to the grocery store this morning, guys. You can be proud of me. I went and I got coffee
I'm proud of
and
you.
I got creamer, and that was the main reasons why I had to go. Well, that and sandwich making.
Something for the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so today we're going with,
Provel and pepper jack?
yes. We're going with Prevail. And I don't know, is that the one that, because we have family in from Chicago, and the one said about the, what's the, there's Provel, and then what's the one that's the shredded one we have? And she said that St. Louis just made our own cheese.
Provolone.
I thought that, but yeah, provolone.
Yeah, Provel is just provolone and mozzarella. That's it.
Yeah, because it's that shredded one that's on the, what, there's some place that has the shredded on their salad.
This place.
And they have the, that has a big, and it's curly. Yeah.
Yes, this is the same cheese.
Okay. So it's Emo's and it's a Provel. Yes, pasteurized process, cheddar, Swiss, and smoked provolone. Okay, so it's all combined for Provel, and that's what a family member from Chicago was like. Oh, y'all just make your own cheese in St. Louis and stuff.
Yeah, we do.
Apparently we do, and it is friggin' delicious. Now,
Exactly.
I've not had it in the slices. I'm gonna.
Neither have I.
Oh, okay.
I was like,
It's usually in little curly things. OMG, it's delish. So that's good.
if you're ever in the St. Louis area and you see an option for Provel,
Do it.
yeah.
And I don't know, they carried it when I had a Sam's membership. You could get it Sam's very good.
And the tubs of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And the price was phenomenal. It was like half the price that it was in a local grocery. So I don't know how far out that goes that you can get it at Sam's.
Now, to be fair, the wifey does not spray these. She just does it dry. I think it's a little better, with a little crispy and a little.
Oh, it probably does make it crispier, yeah.
So
That's the
what you
thing
do
about fat, is it'll give you that crispness.
is and I like to I know that you did this really nice. I like to make sure that it's all inside
Oh, definitely.
of the
Because otherwise you're
sandwich.
gonna have a mess.
Right.
Okay, so you kind of want it.
So I like trim it up a little bit
Okay.
and like get it all inside of
Okay.
the like crusty boundaries.
Okay.
And then here is one trick that wifey taught me that does make a very, very big difference. It doesn't actually make a difference like kind of which way it goes in there, except for you want to shove it as far as humanly possible to the back.
Really?
I know it looks like there's a gap there.
Wait, you got a little cheese showing over here. I'm gonna scooch.
Push it. Yeah, but be careful because it's hot.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So, all the way to the back, and then
Okay.
see how it moves
Yes,
forward
yes.
as you push it down. That's why.
That's why you want it all the way to the back. Okay.
Otherwise, you'll just have like a kind of a skinny part and like a fatter part.
Oh, okay, okay.
Now on the top again, there's two lights. It turned green to let us know that it was ready.
Right.
It will turn orange or amber because it lowers the heat, and then when the green light comes back on the second time, it's ready.
Oh, that makes me happy that we know. Oh, it turned amber.
Uh-huh. And
So when it turns green again, you just said this, but then turns green again and it's ready. I like that. That's just like, yeah, things, especially now when I'm stressed and
Sorry.
I've been through some stress, I like easy. And a light that tells me it's time, I like.
Yeah, it's not like you don't have to like do any calculations. You don't have to
You
like
have to
set a timer.
I've said so many times.
Cordacia says yes, shove it if you have one of those. Yeah.
You know, shove it. I did not know. And I don't think I'll have to see if I have that press anymore. I might have passed it on. The one Savage Nana had. That was one side waffle and one side.
Yeah, I remember that when we were kids too, because it did the same thing with the slices, where it cut it, but it cut it in fours, and so it was like you'd have like these like sandwich quarters.
Oh, I don't remember that. Okay.
Maybe I'm confusing it with mine. I had a waffle maker for a while.
Some years because
I mean,
it was just one big thing. Like you could have laid anything on there.
like what's that guy, George Foreman? And his,
Maybe, yeah, maybe. I think, I mean, it would seem like it would waste some energy,
might.
but maybe you could even have left it open and cooked like pancakes on it or something like that. Oh my gosh, that was so fast. And it really looks good.
Oh shit! It
The Winter Beauty Light, see?
Did it
See
again.
right here? Right here. Right here.
Gone.
Is it better? You tell me, I can't tell. Is it better?
So it's a little bit hot. You can use chopsticks to
Well,
get
it's
it
hot
out.
and gooey and
And delicious.
It looks and smells delish. Oh, that really, I like that.
I see how it browns it a little bit. It's like a little bit.
You know, I really like this, and I'm honest because I always thought it was whatever. But this is nice. It's crispy on the outside. It's obviously gooey.
I did get a little bit
Nice.
of cheese
Inside.
leakage, but
And it was fast. And it was lower fat than if you did a grilled cheese.
Yeah. because
You'd
you
have
just
Yeah, you'd have to put some butter or something on there to get
Right.
that grilled cheese. So when this cools a little, I'm going to taste it and compare the crunchiness of the bread on here to the crunchiness of a bread on a grilled cheese, which has the more fat.
We're vegetarian, but I have recently been like discovering like the like fake meat stuff. They had that when I went vegetarian, but back then you remember it was all basically just like tasted like soy liquid smoke crap, and now they're actually doing a better job of it. According to wifey, like I don't eat meat, so I don't really know anything to check it out with. So somebody said, fun thing that you can use a waffle maker for burgers.
Oh. Oh, that's neat, because I bet it would get down in there, and I bet that would be good.
Yeah.
Because it would make it cook through, but then it would still have those bumps. I bet that's good.
Yeah.
I bet
Yeah.
that's good. Yeah, I haven't eaten meat in 30 plus years, but
I said, as someone from the Chicago area, I say, y'all do make your own cheese, and I dig it.
Thank you. Somebody from Chicago, thank you. Chicago's so cool. I want to get up there and visit. I've not been there in a long, long time.
It is really good cheese, too.
It is. Yeah. So the person from Chicago, have you you tasted it? I guess if you dig it, yeah, it's good. It's good.
Just a It's so good though. My mother-in-law had it for sandwiches when we went down to STL.
Mm. So
Yeah,
we'll
I've
have to
only
get that.
recently seen it on the slices.
Yeah, this is the first we've seen
This
this
is really
slice.
good too.
Is it good? Okay, so it breaks apart instead of the grilled cheese.
Mm-hmm. It does the.
It's delicious.
Oh, good. Because you had your contemplation face on, and like she's brutally honest on these guys. Like
I am. It doesn't have the crunch that you will sometimes get on a grilled cheese, but I'm fine with that. I'm very
That's
fine
true.
with it, especially when you think, how much fat does it take to get that crunch?
That's true. That's true. You
And
have
is
to
it-
have like almost like a puddle. Of,
And is a teaspoon of oil 90 calories? Am I right on that?
I'm not sure on that, but that does sound about right.
I mean, it's the most calorie dense thing there is.
That we eat as humans, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm fine with that. It has a crunch. It has an edge to it.
Mm-hmm.
Just not
quite as much.
quite as crispy. But I'm very fine with that. I like it a lot. And it's easier, and the cleanup's gonna be easier.
I was gonna say you were talking, but we did get a little bit of cheese leakage. If you saw, literally all I'll have to do is take a paper towel and wipe it.
Let's get those. And it's not hard to clean up after a grilled cheese. I don't mean to sound,
But it's like you don't have dishes.
Yeah, let's just wipe it out.
That's it.
That's great.
You don't have to figure out like the spatula and like all of that stuff.
That's true. Oh, and the flipping and all that. Yeah,
I mean, it is though.
Yeah, and you have to watch, okay, which I kind of enjoy that, but how far is that one side brown to the gooiness of the middle, because then you have to factor in when you flip, you're gonna get more gooiness in the middle, but then so it's a little bit to it.
You don't have to freaking calculate. You just put it in there.
And the light, I love the light.
I use sandwich presses and waffle makers for so many things that shouldn't be used. Hot dogs, quesadillas. Nice.
The quesadillas I got, the hot dog I gotta think about for a minute.
Maybe if you did like a butterfly. Remember how you used
Oh,
to like...
yes. Oh, that's probably really good.
Ooh, veggies, peppers and stuff as my husband watches in horror.
What? Oh, pepper, what?
Veggies, peppers and stuff as my husband watches in horror.
Oh, so you could grill veggies in here. Great idea, thank you. I
Yeah.
like that.
What I think would be interesting is just grill veggies and then put them on like a pressed cheese sandwich.
Mm-hmm. I like that. Yeah, so it's...
And you could do it all in one. You wouldn't need multiple. You wouldn't need to grill my veggies and then like put them in the sandwich.
Why not? How would you do it?
Because you can grill that. Portnatius is saying you can grill veggies
Mm-hmm.
in your sandwich press.
Yes, but then if you're going to put them in a sandwich, then that's another step.
Yeah, but like you do it here.
Right.
And then you put them in your sandwich and you do it here.
Yeah.
And you don't have like another saute pan or
Gotcha.
anything.
Absolutely.
Or a roasting pan or anything.
Yeah.
to clean it.
Yeah, if you can roast veggies in there,
Yeah, that's really cool.
do you just spray it with Pam or with a cooking spray?
That would be what I would assume, but they might
Is
let
that
us
how
know.
you do it? And then I like a little salt.
I've been noticing a lot on my veggies lately. Like I have forgotten to put salt a few times, and it's like felt like there's something missing.
Yeah.
and
And
it's
it
like,
doesn't take a lot.
and just a little bit. And it's like at first I'll be like, oh, I need to put butter on these, and I
Mm.
realize that like I'm just used to eating salted butter.
Mmm. So it's
Really
a salt
just
as
the
a
salt.
butter. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's just a salt. And I like a Himalayan, something like that salt. Not-
She did say it the right way. Don't give me any comments, okay? I'll fight you.
So I do like a little, because the other one, I feel like it.
Portnation says Pam butter or whatever you got to grill the veggies.
Okay, great. Wow, I'll look and see if I have my mom's in my pantry.
Now I do have a surprise for you.
For me? I guess I'm the only one here.
I really have these little
It
surprises
could be
for
for
you.
other people.
I planned this surprise a month ago.
Oh. It's been a long one. It's been a long one.
Do you see that white mug?
Yes.
Grab it. Show it to the camera.
Before I say it?
Yeah, I mean, or you can turn
Maybe it says like I'm a weirdo and I'm
No, it doesn't.
I'm a stupid or something like that.
You can turn around and look at it if you want.
Oh, that's cool.
So the back on this is blank. And the reason for that is I would like to next week sign it and send it to somebody as a giveaway.
Oh,
Like have you and me sign it.
yeah. Fun. I like that. Fun.
So if you guys are interested in winning
Yeah.
a Gamer Mom cooking mug,
Yeah. I like it.
I think I'm just gonna do it as like I looked into doing a Nightbot giveaway and a Streamlabs giveaway and like all of that shit, and it's just like so complicated. So I think literally what we're just gonna do is like pick a number between 1 and 10, and the first person to pick it next week, I'll tell you, and then you send me a whisper with your address, and I'll just like directly ship it to you.
I like that whisper.
I think it's the stupidest thing. That's the direct messaging system on Twitch. It's called Whispers. Like, it feels just wrong.
It feels wrong. It's something a week or so ago that was called Whisper Quiet. And they realized, you can just say that on a package because some people, this is maybe their whisper voice. I mean, this thing was really loud. So I'm like, that is not my idea of Whisper Quiet, but some people whisper like this. It's kind of like, you can, one of those things you can put on a label and it doesn't mean anything, apparently. Because I'm telling you, if somebody whispers as loud as this thing, secrets in the world.
Yeah. Be like Amber Lynn. Like Becky's whisper to Amber Lynn.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah.
I told you about that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, updates on that.
She didn't know she was on, you shouldn't know
She knew she was on camera. She did not realize iPhone camera.
She knew she was on camera, because that's why
But
she went into the whisper.
The microphones on iPhones are like, and she did not realize that.
Really?
Like if you watch, she uses an Android phone. Like she does not use an iPhone. Amber Lynn has an iPhone and an iPad, but Becky does not. And so Becky put up her hand and whispered like this.
Mm-hmm.
And they probably can't hear me right now. Actually, they probably can because I'm whispering really loud. But she was whispering even quieter than that, and the iPhone picked it up.
The phone was like over there.
Yeah.
So, whisper quiet.
Maybe it's, yeah.
It means different things to different people.
So now that we've got our little sandwiches made and we have our little snackies,
Mm-hmm.
you ready?
Breakfast.
You ready to
Good lunch.
make our way into the apothecary? And
A, I love the apothecary. B, I love to travel really quickly from one place to the other.
watch.
So,
Boom!
over there?
Yeah, we're there.
I mean, I love it. I love it. There we are. Now I see it. Now I see it. I love the apothecary, and I love this guy. There he is.
Our
And
pal Tom.
what's his name?
I don't know.
What'd you call him?
I just said our pal Tom.
Tom. I think it is Tom. Yeah. That was good, right, Tom? I like Tom. And my favorite thing about Tom,
He takes notes in his register.
his register is a piece of paper and a pencil or
Which-
pen or what. I like it. I like it.
If you're not familiar, back in the olden days, that's what a cash register was.
But he's just, I don't know, he looks attentive and ready to help. And, there's some great things in that apothecary that are going to help your trip on the trail.
Yeah.
And you just load up there. And, yeah, I love the apothecary. Stuff you can get there. And I love that he's attentive there. Now you can see him now that LJ is gone. Look at he's ready. He's attentive. May I help you? May I help you? It's that personal service you don't always get. It's not like, anything. No, it's, may I help you? What would you like? And he's going to write it down. and track it. And maybe, if you live in town, you might run a tab for you.
If you live in town, yeah.
Because they did that. Probably still places that still do it. I don't know.
I know there's a place here in town that
Is
still
it?
does it.
Is it? Okay. Because I was telling somebody about that, because we're talking about,
I need more water.
and not to digress, but the person that I was talking to said the same thing. Like, we were children and we did either in my case, the grocery shopping. Like, I was dropped off at the grocery store and picked up at the grocery store outside with the cart, and then I would sign for the groceries. But I was in grade school. And then the other thing, and I would get home and there would be a note, start this or this or this for dinner. The other person that told me, person from Chicago, is that she would get home from work, or from school every day, and her mom worked at a business. And she would call the business every day and say, may I speak to, and give her mother's name. And her mother would get on the phone and then tell her what to make for dinner. And she's like, every day I called this business. It was a bank. And I was like, your mom didn't, I know her mom, lovely lady. She couldn't write that note out in the morning.
Yeah, that's true. Or
maybe
figure it out for the week.
Maybe she had ulterior motives. Maybe she just wanted to make sure her daughter was home safely.
That's true.
Or her daughters. She had 3 daughters.
Yeah, that's
maybe
true.
Maybe it was her little way of checking in. And maybe that was it.
Yeah.
Because first it just seemed odd, y'all didn't have paper and pencil, or
right.
And if she was at work, surely she knew that morning what was on the menu for that evening. But now I'm thinking it through. I'm leaning towards she was checking in to make sure that the girls got home. So that's nice. But yeah, there was a. I don't think that's done.
Right.
Maybe the cooking, maybe the starting dinner is the same. I don't think dropping children off at stores and picking them up later is a thing. But how did I get here? Both of those stores, that store and then the local, now you call it a convenience store. Back then you called it
It was a general store.
Yeah.
It's still a general store.
It
Just
is.
because there's gas pumps outside does not make it not a general store.
It's got more of gotten over the years more of the look of a convenience store. Compared to what it used to be.
They have the big oil company sign outside.
Yeah, and that was sad because we could see it from our house. And that was really sad to
They
me.
were telling you exactly how small our town is.
Yeah, and that was sad to me when I could see that neon light from our house. It's because we were out.
I never thought about
We're
it.
out in the country.
We are out in the country.
And before it was owned by a family. We knew everybody that worked there. The whole family, the nieces, the nephews, everybody worked there. The dog went to work with them. It was 2 dogs, and it was all family.
The chat says that is definitely a check-in.
Okay. See, wait, I didn't think of that, and I wonder if I'll check with the person who did the check-in, if she knew that. Because when we talked about it last week, we didn't put that together.
Yeah, but it was totally a check-in.
Yeah,
I agree. I agree
yeah.
with the chat.
Yeah, and I think you're right. And good on her.
Now, the reason why we don't have the chat up in this segment is because we're going to put some questions up here from Reddit. Now, I think at this point you kind of understand what Reddit is. I don't actually have to explain what Reddit is, right?
Okay.
That didn't sound like
Yes.
you're very confident.
Yes.
Are you sure?
I think I get the gist of it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all you need to know. It's just the gist of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I get it.
So the first one
Okay. Ready?
is, let's see, sorry, I gotta switch over to my photos so that I can actually read it. There it is.
Yeah, and see, I realized too, I asked questions and you laugh at me, but I don't have that copy.
Yeah.
So I'm just hearing it, that's why. But that's what I'm writing it.
Wait a second. Okay, it is this one. Good. I was a little bit worried.
Okay.
It's called, Am I the Asshole for Cat-Proofing My Fence Despite My Neighbor's Disapproval? Again, I just read the title on these and I'm like, yeah, that sounds like fun. So I don't know what's happening either.
Fences are weird too. Who owns it?
I feel like this one is like,
We feel like this person owns it.
yeah.
And we lived next to people that had, we were renters, so whatever, and they owned it, and they owned that fence. And they had some kind of sign, I don't remember what it was, I think it was something about the dog, but the sign was like on our side of the fence. But I guess it was their fence, so it was like they were decorating our friggin' yard with their, don't make the dog bark. I don't know what it was. And like I said, we were renters and we got along wonderfully with them. And I can only imagine that maybe they didn't have the best renters through the years. You know, they lived there a long time. They were in retirement. And maybe annoying to have some silly renters right next door to you. And maybe they pestered their dog or something.
Well, we're gonna find out. There's
more
apparently a cat involved.
and how do you cat-proof a fence? Okay, this is interesting.
Our indoor BSH cat. I don't know what a BSH cat is.
BSH. Yeah, if anybody can help us out with that.
Something short hair.
Oh yeah.
Burmese short hair.
That could be.
I think it's a short haired cat. Cat's name is Bernie. And he
got that.
I love that his name is Bernie. That's cute. He absolutely loves his time in the garden. And we have a decent sized one. Our fence around the property were old, battered, and less than 4 feet tall.
Okay.
She's taking notes, so I'm going to pause. That's the end of the.
Okay.
Our neighbor on the left is an old crazy cat lady who we're going to call Rose. She has 8 rescues and looks down on us for buying a breed cat.
Thus the BSH.
And has expressed nasty opinions in the past about things not related to cats or fences. Whew. Her cats, oh my gosh, this is where I'm gonna get mad. Her cats gang up on Bernie. And on more than a few occasions had opened our back gate. It's not a fancy lock system. It needs to be redone for sure. She said it's only natural for her cats to roam in our garden and called us cruel for not letting Bernie roam. I'm going to save my opinion till the end. I think you know about with Bootsy and everything that happened.
I'm going to say my opinion because I don't understand the garden situation. The
Okay.
size and...
I'm assuming that it's over across the pond because she says a garden. Here we would say a yard, but it's the same thing. It's just slightly smaller.
Okay.
It's like probably not a yard the size of mine, but it's...
Okay, so it's not like tomatoes and cucumbers and stuff. Okay.
No, but it's like
Good
where there's a grassy
Good
knoll
point.
kind of. It's a garden.
Yeah, and it would have a fence around it. Okay, got it. Thank you. I was not thinking.
That's okay. I know a lot of these are like international, so
Yeah.
I've gotten to where I kind of like pick up
Yeah,
on different things. Bernie will 100% get stolen or worse, get hit by a car. Yeah, I mean, it is like a fancy breed cat.
Well, any cat, when your cat's stolen or, well, I guess you're saying who would steal a ruffian, but it could get hit.
He has no road sense and he's extremely trustworthy towards strangers. On one occasion, he accidentally escaped to the horrible neighbor's garden and she cried for us to pick him up.
She's a friggin' cat lady with 8 cats, and she can't scoop up your cat and bring it back. She has to yell.
The friendly cat. Yeah. We talked about cat-proofing our fence, putting up 6-foot tall wire mesh thing on top, and our other neighbor is 100% on board with it. Rose, on the other hand, expressed her disapproval. So we talked to our solicitor who confirmed that we own the left side of the fence, Rose's side, so we went ahead and built the fence without her approval.
Okay.
Solicitor is an attorney.
Okay, so they own the side on Rose's, because Rose is like, no. Well, they own it, so they built it. Then the other side did that, because you...
The other side was approving to start with.
Okay, because I'm thinking you only have a fence, it's not effective. But the other side, we're like, yeah, do it. Fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
before Rose even said no, they were like, yeah, go ahead and do it. And then Rose was like, no.
Okay, so they went ahead and did it. Did she say with the material? I think she did.
Wire mesh.
Okay.
Cat fence.
Wire mesh could be a lot of different.
I don't think it's chain link because again, we're overseas, but I think it's more like, you know, like that stuff that's like heavier than chicken wire.
There's the kind with the squares.
Yeah, it's like the welded wire.
Yeah.
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 That's what I'm imagining.
Mm-hmm.
One day, on the day that they were putting it up, I guess, she stood there shouting at the landscaper and my husband, saying she'll call the police, etc. I said, we own the left side of her fence, so she can go suck a dick and shut up. So the landscaper can work properly.
Oh my gosh!
Am I the asshole for doing this? Update. So apparently they like really quickly got some people saying like get cameras, and so they went ahead and got cameras are bought. Landscaper will come around on Sunday to install a proper lock in the back. Good. The garden is completely animal proof now, aside from unfortunate pigeons thinking that it'd be safe. That they'd be safe from Chonky Birdie.
Chonky Birdie. Who's Chonky Birdie?
Bernie.
Oh, gotcha.
Bernie's apparently a little chonker.
Oh, so they're like, that cat, we can go in that yard because, or that garden,
But
because
little do they know
because that cat isn't gonna catch us.
that
That's
chonker
cute.
might get up.
That's cute. I like that. Did she say there's something on top of the fence?
No, it's a 6-foot fence.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Putting up 6 foot tall with mesh wire thing on top.
Oh, like it's a cover.
No.
I think it might be a 6-foot fence. I think it's a 6-foot fence.
I do too.
With mesh wire on top.
But then how?
Like
Yeah,
they
it
can't
doesn't-
even get there's no squirrels in their yard at this
Then how does the
point.
pigeon get in there?
It flies. There's
I was thinking the mesh was the top. I'm like, is there a top on it? I don't know how there's a fence with a mesh top. I don't.
I think it's 6 feet, and then there's mesh, like 2 or 3 feet of mesh above. Remember when our dog pen, we had the dog, when our dog was like a little circus
dog.
and we had to keep like,
She wasn't, but she was. I mean, we didn't get any money out of it, out of this skill of hers, but she could get out of anything. I was thinking maybe it was like a prison where you've got your fence and then you've got something on the top that makes the escape even harder. But that probably wouldn't be mesh, you know.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So the update, did we get pictures or pictures in the update?
No,
No, they
There's-
took pictures.
there's no pictures. It's-
Okay, I thought you said there was an update and we got pictures.
No, they said they got cameras.
Oh. So in case neighbor lady gets a little, yeah, how old
Yeah.
is she?
Old.
Yeah.
That's the only description we
Yeah.
have.
And I don't know, you know, and I think in different countries, we learned that from somebody in Australia. You know, they just hang their laundry out the window or wherever, and it's okay. Parts of the United States where we've lived, you know, can do that. You know, in an
Yeah.
apartment building.
That's like people, I was talking to somebody a while back and said something about the way. They're like, why do you have a dryer? Like a
Yeah.
washer and a dryer. And it's like, well, because like people don't, like here I could hang my, but there's
Yes.
a lot of places where literally like the homeowners association will not let you
Correct.
hang your clothes out.
That is correct. But in the olden days, they had those drying. They were.
It's like a tree.
It was before that I saw it one time in a B&B where we stayed. It's like it pulls out of the wall.
Oh yeah, I've seen those before.
Yeah, and then it pulls out maybe several sections, and then it goes back in the wall. They were really
And you can just pull out as many sections as you need.
yeah, that was,
Yeah, that was cool.
it was very classy looking. It was not like the little tree thing. Yeah, and some people are really opposed to the look of laundry hanging out, and other
Yeah.
people are like, yeah, that's cool. So I'm in it where whatever they did, it passed the code because she called the police on them, and the police were like, whatever, skis, it passed the code.
Yeah, solicitor said it was fine.
Yeah, and that's the thing, if you have here it's called a homeowners association, depending where you live, they can really, and tip, just a freebie for you, look into that before you buy a house. I've heard
Yes.
so many people, where the place where I was, and they were so upset about these HOA rules. And I said, you know what? You got a copy of those before you moved here. Read it.
Before you bought the house,
Yeah.
you got a copy of it.
So if you have a problem with that your mailbox needs to match everybody else's mailbox or whatever, some of the ridiculous rules, I get that.
Sometimes it's like literally, I lived in a place where there were only 3 approved paint colors, and when I tried to paint my house 2 of the approved paint colors, that got the kibosh. I could do 1 for the main part and 1 for the trim, but I could not have, like, I had like a covered porch, and I wanted to do the 2 walls on the porch. No,
No.
You cannot do it.
I had that, and then when we went to sell the house, it needed paint, and I thought, if I was living there, I would have changed the paint color, but it would be easier just to go with that color. It wouldn't need as much. It was just kind of a freshen up. And come to find out that paint was no longer an approved color. But I think I've sold the place now, so it doesn't matter. But I got it, yeah. So.
Mom's the word.
But I had it once I got into this project. The painter actually had to have it matched. Because it also had faded in different areas, so kind of matched and done, and he just went over it, but one of the neighbors told me that color is no longer approved. I would have thought it would have been grandfathered in.
It was grandfathered in until you repainted it.
I wonder, was it if you keep touching it up, is that grandfathered in? And also, there's a very historic town close to where
Grass
we live.
must be 1.5 inches in length. That's what the comment.
It's kind of like that. Or you can't have, I've heard people where they get, and then they can't have a play set for the kids. Well, look into that before you buy the place, you know?
And some places are like that, but then it's like, okay, well, we have a clubhouse that has
Right.
a playground, and like that's all we want for there to be.
Or I've seen one where it needs to be a wooden play set, so they don't want to, whatever.
They don't want colorful plastic, stuff that fades in the sun. And
But
stuff.
it's their HOA, you're just living in it, so read those rules before you move there and then start complaining about the rules. And there's a historic town that we live near, not this one, but similar, and they have, the whole town has colors that they can paint their house, and it must be on that approved list. And somebody really, really didn't like that, and they found a loophole, and they were able to paint their entire house black.
Oh, I love it.
And that passed the code. And it is the black house in town, and it is the Hellraiser who was like, screw you.
I love
I
it.
will follow your rules, and you will have to look at my black house.
I would love to paint my house black, but my house it's like a ranch style, so it wouldn't look good in black.
This one didn't really either. And I mean, it was everything. It was the trim around the windows. It was the door. It was, if there were, I don't know, the
That would be
shutters.
me and wifey doing that.
It was everything on that house. I think even the roof had black shingles. I don't know that. But because you'd see it and you go, what up with that? And then you'd hear, oh, that's the guy that didn't like the rules.
Yep.
And maybe he lived there before the Historic Society went nuts or something. So, but look into that. And Rose, yeah, no, and whoever original posters, is that what they're called?
Yep.
Not an asshole. No.
Yeah.
Rose needs to.
I did not put
settle
up my images yet for like I was gonna do like judgment. You're not being an asshole.
it. Yeah, not an asshole. And some people get more understanding, I think, with age. Some people just get crabby.
Yeah.
I feel like Rose, bless her heart, has gotten crabby.
Maybe she has. Yeah.
And maybe somebody maybe have an old lady lives next door to you, befriend them, maybe bring them a coffee cake or something.
Yeah.
Maybe she's not getting any positivity here. I'm not excusing her, she's a crabby old lady. But I'm just saying, sometimes if you get what you, I don't know what I'm saying. Maybe she does not have any positivity in her life.
Maybe she has all the positivity is gone.
Yeah. Maybe she had a cry life.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Maybe she used up all of her positivity in her youth.
Maybe she didn't have any given to her.
Right.
So if you got a neighbor like that, make them a coffee cake. Pan of brownies. Pan of brownies is easy.
Moving on to the second
Moving
one.
on. I just babble.
That's okay.
More lightly than usual.
So, second one is called Am I the Asshole for My Response when my coworker called my husband useless?
Okay.
Oh, let me pop it up in the chat so you guys can see it full size if you want.
Off the top of my head, I'm thinking coworkers nest.
Somebody said pot brownies. Bring your medium.
Oh,
pot
bring the
brownies.
old lady hot brownies. Yeah. Yeah.
Bring your pot brownies. Yeah.
I'd go really mild with it.
Yeah, just in case she like eats the whole tray.
Oh, she could eat the whole tray. Because you know, sometimes old people, they do that. I think they lose their taste, and so they just, sweets is still something that tastes good to them. And
Yeah,
that can happen.
they can. Yeah.
Yeah, so just go easy on that, but or just bring her a little, like
Yeah.
2 or 3 on a plate,
Yeah.
and mild at that.
Still kind of on the mild side.
She's probably taking other medications, and
That's true.
old people do. Okay, probably you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't give people drugs unknowingly.
Yeah.
I understand it and I like it. I'm just gonna say we probably should.
We probably shouldn't encourage it.
Yeah. Just like the person we that wanted to, the neighbor cat was hungry, and I guess it's okay to feed a neighbor cat that. I mean, if they're roaming around hungry, I guess that's okay. Anyway, I let that.
No, you never know if that cat has allergies. Oh, here's the thing that I didn't talk about with.
Cat lady.
And it was because I got upset and I was just like, whatever, like we're moving on later. I'm just gonna say this briefly. I lost a cat to being attacked by another cat. A neighbor cat. That the neighbor was like, oh, he's the sweetest thing ever. And like, I'm not gonna go into it because I still get like really bitter and angry over it.
Yeah.
But like, no. Okay.
Yeah, if you want to protect your cat with a fence, you protect your cat.
I've had a cat
And-
die in my arms after having been ganged up on by the neighbor cat. And like, yeah. If you want to protect your cat and build a fucking 20-foot fence
If
with
it
a big
passes-
old
if it-
dome over the top and it passes whatever your
Passes
neighborhood
code.
allows,
Passes code.
do it.
Yeah.
If you want to never let your cat out of the house, do it.
Fine.
Like, that's fine.
I don't think my
completely
aunt's
understand.
cat ever leaves the house.
There are indoor cats that
He's
are
a
like
happy
100%
fella.
indoor cats.
He's
Like,
a happy guy. Yeah. So.
cats are domesticated. It is okay.
Yeah.
They don't have to roam. Like, in fact, like, that is how cats die. Like, a lot of times. That is how cats die.
Yeah. No, he was happy, but he'd get toys and stuff.
Kitchen was it mostly indoor. He liked to go explore in the outside, but
It
he
depends on the cat and the situation where you live.
exactly. When we lived in an apartment building where there was like cars going by all the time, like absolutely I made sure to like play with him and make sure that he got plenty of exercise, but he never left that apartment.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
Okay, so number 2, am I the asshole for my response when my coworker called my husband useless?
I'm leaning towards no, but I don't know what your response was. I'm leaning towards your coworkers. That was not a good.
Yeah, that's not a nice thing to say about anybody's spouse. I am a 36-year-old female and I work at a company, and recently we had a new employee join our department who we will call Pam.
Okay.
Like the cooking spray.
Like the cookies, yeah, or the generic. Sounds kind of Karen-y, but anyway.
Most of my coworkers are moms. We suggested that we gather at lunch break and start conversations with Pam to get to know her more. Pam was friendly. We started talking about our typical day-to-day routine. When it was my turn, I answered saying that I wake up at 6 a.m. I clean up, make breakfast, get the kids ready, and take them to school, and then pick them up from after school work, or from school after work, and then do chores, then clean, and do the laundry. Pam interrupted me saying, wow, So your husband is one of those useless, overgrown man-children that women try to parent along with their own children then. And everyone was like, And I was taken aback, but said, actually my husband is severely disabled and he can't work or do chores or childcare. She made a face and replied, oh, well, my point still stands that you're basically living as a single mom, except that at least your husband is not entirely useless in this case and does bring something to the table, which is Social Security disability benefits, I suppose.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. You can tell her whatever she wants, and you're not an asshole. You can tell her whatever you want, and you're not an asshole.
Do we need to take a break?
If you're the first... These are my flags. We're going to skip past the yellow flag, and we're going to go
Red flag!
to the red flag. I know it's pink. It's a red flag. Right there.
Red flag, red flag.
Right there for Pam.
Red flag, Pam.
You don't get a green one, Pam. You don't even get the yellow one. You get a red flag. The first, you should not be the words cannot invoke, they can invoke physical altercations, but that person is wrong that throws the first punch. So don't punch her. But,
don't hit her.
But anything you say, at this point in time, I'm okay with. Carry on. So she says he's useless, and except for his Social Security benefits.
Oh my gosh, I did not finish the quote.
Oh God.
I guess he brings something to the table, which is Social Security disability benefits, but I'm sure it doesn't make up for him being an absent husband and father due to his disability. Okay, now you should just stab this woman. I'm just like,
No, because you don't
no,
want
we can't.
No, because you don't want to do time and
That's
take
true.
her away from her children.
That's true. Okay.
She's got shit to do. She doesn't need to be in either incarcerated or in and out of the court.
Yeah, exactly.
The
Court
time
fees are expensive.
and go on a trial.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. I got extremely offended
Yeah.
that she was talking about my husband,
Yeah.
the love of my life and father of my children, like that.
Yeah.
And the ladies were like, oh my God. I said I didn't appreciate how she spoke to my husband, and she shrugged. Oh my God, that's all you
Oh,
said?
my husband.
I don't appreciate how you spoke about my husband. Oh my God. I
That's
was
how
like,
she started.
yeah.
But then-
And the ladies, and she shrugged. Pam shrugged and said, well, I wasn't technically lying. With people like your husband, there's really no point of being married. If you're acting like a single mom, then might as well become one or go look for a real life partner.
This woman is horrible. Pam, you suck.
Yeah.
You suck.
Can we
You
call
are-
her Karen? Can we just call her Karen?
No, she's Pam and she sucks, and you are a horrid excuse for a person.
No, don't say that.
I do say that. She's saying she is sick.
Here's the thing.
Here's
the thing.
Okay.
What she's saying is horrible and disgusting. But she does not have less value as a person than anybody else. Which, by the way, is the difference between what she's saying and what I'm saying.
Correct.
Like, she can go suck a dick, but like...
You're correct. She has as much right to live as anybody else.
Right.
But she also, these people have the right to shun her at work.
Exactly.
I
just lashed out.
Oh my God.
Asking what the hell she was talking about and explained the important role my husband still has in mine and my children's lives.
Yeah.
I called her rude and disrespectful for how she was talking about him and how she belittled him as a husband and a father. And I told her that her remarks about my husband could be nothing more than projection on her part. Good one.
Yes. I agree, OP.
She laughed and said, huh? My husband is a doctor. That much is enough. Need I say more?
Oh.
I asked if her husband cooks and cleans after he gets home. Then I looked in her eyes and said, the tiredness in your eyes suggests that all the housework and child care fall on you alone, correct? She was red in the face and got quiet, looked around, and then got up and excused herself to the toilet looking upset. The lady said that Pam has her own beliefs / visions about disabled partners should be, which is understandable, and she was just giving her honest opinion, but I took it too far by humiliating her and assuming her husband isn't doing anything. But according to her reaction, the answer was clear to me. They thought I shouldn't have spoken to our new coworker in a mean way, and shouldn't have taken what she said with a grain of salt, as it wasn't personal. Oh, it was personal!
It was exactly personal.
They wanted me to apologize, but I said I won't apologize.
Oh, hell to the no. No.
Even if what I said was rude. It was, but it wasn't as rude as what she said, and like, no, you don't need to apologize.
No.
My coworker's argument is that they too received harsh comments from Pam, but didn't take it personally since they were venting about their husbands. Pam isn't the first one to say stuff like this about my husband. My own family did as well, and others, and that's why I was so surprised by her judgment, but still got. I wasn't too surprised by her judgment, but still got offended. It doesn't matter like how many people say that to you. Like one person saying that to you is wrong. 2 people saying that to you is wrong. 15,000 people saying it to you, they're all still wrong.
I don't know what is going on with these people at work.
She probably lives in a rural area. You know people around here have that fucking opinion too.
I don't know anybody that has that opinion that I know of. But,
I've had people say similar things to me about that my wifey has mental health issues. Not exactly like that, but it's like, oh, well, like, you're obviously, like, carrying all the burden of that. Like, no, she's my wife. Like, I'm married to her because I love her and because she's my wife and she's, like, my favorite person in literally the entire world to spend time with.
yeah, no, you, OP, are not the asshole. Pam is behaving in a horribly asshole manner. I don't understand these employees, why they are not backing you up and saying, you know, what
Especially if she has said stuff to them as well.
Well, because see, they were already venting about their husbands. Did you catch that? They were having a lunch saying how crap their husbands are. And then Pam jumps in.
It's like, oh, he's one of those shit husbands.
Oh, yeah. Do we know Pam's married? Don't care.
Yeah, she's married to a doctor.
Oh, that's right. So
somebody who doesn't put in any actual manual labor in the house and just brings home a paycheck.
we don't know.
That's what it sounds like.
That's what it sounds like. But let's just say where I used to work.
The chat says she needs some humiliation. Yes.
Where I used to work, I was around a lot of wives of physicians, and some of them were very, very involved in their families. Some of the physicians were. So
absolutely.
So I'm not going to say just because this guy is a physician that he doesn't.
I agree, Porgnatius. Pam does need a one-way trip to HR.
You're right. Is that? But
she's a brand new employee and she's already like upsetting the boat like this. I'm sorry. She should just be fired on account of like that she's upsetting the other employees. It doesn't like even matter if it was like a fireable offense.
But is this? Is Pam? I'm not defending Pam, but I'm just saying to HR, and I don't know this because I've not worked at a big company. Does that apply to what she said at lunch? Or is she saying crap things at work too? Did they go off? Maybe it's technical. I don't know. Like, were they in the commissary? You know, were they on work property? Or they were off time? I don't know. Do you check out and go to lunch, or you still?
That's a good point. If they were on company time or not on company time.
You know, where I used to work, it was time card. You know what those were. And so you put your time card and you leave for half an hour and you come back, put your time card back in. I
think they still do those.
I would think during that time.
Those machines are expensive. I can't imagine that they like just replace those machines at all like workplaces. I'm just saying.
I would think during that time, if I called Joe, who was the next machine over, yes, it was a factory, ass wipe. I don't think HR could come back and say, shouldn't have called Joe an ass wipe, because,
It did sound like they were on company property, though.
yeah. See, I do think if we were sitting out on, as some people did, sit out on the loading dock or something, you know, having a cigarette, then I think, no, I should not be calling Joe an ass wipe. But if these ladies went to a restaurant, they weren't on time, on work time, then maybe as far as HR, it didn't happen. But I do agree that I think, as far as I know, I never worked at a big place, I never worked at a place with HR, well, kind of. Yeah, I kind of have, and yeah, and if they're, so yeah, this needs to be brought to somebody's attention.
Porgnish made a good point. Most U.S. businesses count stuff out of work if there's 3+ employees gathered.
Okay, great. That's
So it
good
does
to,
sound like they're
that's
aware.
good to know, thank you. Because I did not know that.
They also said, and this is out of order, my husband doesn't work because he's going to therapy full time. Doesn't make him any less my beloved. Oh
Right,
my God.
right.
Pam sounds like the lady who takes things out of the fridge and tosses them or eats them.
Oh.
I hope she drinks somebody's Miralax drink mix.
If she is that person, yeah, you put something in there that shouldn't be eating. Just do it.
You're giving all kinds of crazy advice today.
If it's in your own, I'm not giving,
That's true.
I'm not giving it to
your
the neighbor.
lunchbox.
I'm not giving it to the neighbor. If it is in my lunch container,
You know not to eat it.
it's not yours, lady. It's got my, or let's say it's in a wrapper and it's got my name on it. Not yours, lady. I knew it, guys, that it was a trucking company. And so this one guy always ate everybody's stuff, their treats. So they would put some dirty cookies, or maybe they'd fallen on the floor, or, you know, something like that. And they would just put them in there.
I heard of one a
Oh,
while
yeah.
back that was
They're like in a little baggie, like it belonged to somebody else, yeah.
I heard of one a while back that it was somebody was like, this person was stealing their lunch like all the time. It was like it didn't matter what it was, they would always steal it. And
How?
this person's wife was breastfeeding. You see where this goes?
But what did happen? Their lunch was, oh, they just put it in on purpose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
And then I think
You
he like
drank my wife's breast milk.
and then they put up a note the next day that was like, hey, if you want to go through my lunchbox again, just FYI, like yesterday you drank my wife's breast milk.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, because it's your thing. They're taking.
If it's in your own stuff and they use it, it's very easily an excuse of it was meant for my digestive issues.
Exactly. That's too tummy.
Oh my gosh, you guys are terrible, but I love it.
I love it.
I love it.
Well, it's not like that time on when I used to sometimes watch that show where they lock everybody in a house.
Big Brother, we were talking about that, and apparently I need to watch Survivor.
Yeah, we still watch that too. I don't watch TV anymore, but yeah, we watch that. But
Have
on
you
Big
seen
Brother,
the new season?
no. But on Big Brother, there was somebody got in a squabble. Of course, you're locked in a house together, and that person went and got the person's toothbrush and headed into the toilet area. And if you've ever watched the show, that there's production and watching everything. If they were like,
There's somebody watching the cameras 24/7.
Bob, come to the to the whatever.
The diary room.
The diary room or whatever, and because that
I mean,
was
you've had it on in the room enough where I've gotten some of the lingo.
that person's toothbrush. You got no reason to mess with it, and a toilet that is potentially dangerous.
Yeah.
I think. So yeah, he got in trouble for that. He, she, they. I don't remember who it was, but yeah, I'm saying that in opposition.
That's
to,
different.
That's different. If you put something in your lunchbox, then that's no.
Yeah. I
I used to have
get it.
2 people at work, and they bought the same exact lunchbox every day. And the one woman was pregnant, and she took maternity vitamins, so they would just pick it up and shake it, because she just throw the vitamin in there, and so they pick it up, and it was a hard case, that whichever one shook, that was her. So that's cute. So they didn't have to put their names on
That's cute.
it. Here, some shakes.
Cornisha says, "Do not get me into Big Brother like you did, Amberlynn. I swear on the almighty corn lords."
On the almighty what?
Corn lords?
I don't know what corn lords are.
I mean, I'm assuming that it's like the gods of the cornfields.
I like that. I like that.
Is that like a Jake reference? Like the from Hannah and Jake? I can't think of his name. He has his own channel where he wears a corn outfit. I told you about him before.
Yeah. Yeah, big, that's a whole nother thing, I agree.
His friend Hannah is also trans, and they started a channel as Hugo and Jake, and now it's Hannah and Jake, and I just like,
Oh, cute.
I love them. They're so cute.
Cute. Yeah. No, yeah. Stay away from Pam.
Pam is the asshole.
Pam is the asshole. She's behaving like an asshole.
Pam
She's
behaving
behaving
like an asshole.
big time like an asshole. And these co-workers, yellow flag, I guess.
Yeah, yellow flag on the coworkers. Yeah, big red flags on. Yeah, Pam needs to like find a new job.
Well, that's what I thought at first. but-
Or just be a homemaker if your husband's a doctor.
Yeah, maybe be a homemaker. Yeah, that's what I thought at first.
There was, when I went to nail school, my partner in nail school, you like, when you go to beauty school, you just like get a partner and like whatever. But my partner's husband was a doctor. And I was like, what? Are you? And she was like, I was bored.
There you go. Yeah.
She's like, I thought it would be fun to like go to nail school.
Yeah.
I'm like, cool. But like, she didn't have to, you know?
I was listening to a video this morning when I was getting ready, and the guy was saying, and it's just in the middle blurb, so I don't know, but he was saying that we think we want to be happy and all this, but that we have this desire to strive and to do something. And he's like, I don't care what I'm taking all this all account. I'm saying you need to be an attorney or a doctor. Be a plumber, but be a damn good plumber. Strive to be a good plumber, or whatever.
What if he has said that about me? That it's like, I get stir crazy if I don't have something that I'm working on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
And it doesn't have to necessarily be money making.
Right. And his particular point was the striving to be good at it. That there's something that's important to us.
Yes.
And he said, it doesn't have to be, because he even said it shouldn't all be really hard things, because that can be frustrating. It can be, I think he said, plays ping pong with his kid, or, it's just something, or, but just something that there's something about that striving.
I've thought about recently, like, seeing if our local YMCA has, like, beginner gymnastics classes that, like, adults can take. Because, like, I would like to get my body back into shape, and I think that would be a fun way to do it.
Yeah.
Like, just really fun.
Yeah.
And I think, like you're saying, it's just, like, sometimes we as people just, like, need to have, like, a drive to do something.
Yeah, like I said, I just listened to that this morning, and I haven't even processed it, because then I came right here, but, yeah, we think we want easy and nice and happy, but maybe then we go to nail tech school because we're like, we're bored.
I was bored.
Yeah.
The almighty corn lords are just a higher power that clearly controls the amount of corn that we have in our area.
Oh, I like
We
that.
have those here too.
I like that because we have corn.
We have corn and beans here.
Yeah,
Corn and beans.
yeah. I wonder if you grew up in the area with corn, was it a thing that guys would say, oh, you can hear the corn grow, and that was like a way to get you another cornfield?
Oh my god, no. I did not. Oh my god, I did not know that. That is funny.
They said, because corn grows really fast. So they were saying, it grows so fast that you can hear it. And it's like, oh, you want to go in the cornfield and hear the corn grow? I'm like, no, I'm going to pass on that. I don't know if it worked, if that line worked, and I don't know if that's the line.
It's definitely just a line. But you can't hear corn grow.
I kind of wonder if you can, though.
No, you can hear the wind go through the corn.
I kind of wonder.
Okay, we can just go out there ourselves.
I didn't know the guy to do it. I mean, I didn't, and I was like,
Also, how do you they plant? Oh, I guess this was that was a while back when they actually you could walk between cornrows.
Yeah.
Now they're like this.
Oh yeah, no, you could walk between them. I guess I didn't go. Yeah, I would. I do know that because somebody lived next to one, and I remember that. Not because I wanted to hear the cornrow with anybody.
I think that's kind of cool, like in old like horror movies and stuff, and they have like people like they're running through the cornfield.
Yeah.
You can't tell that there's somebody that's like 3 feet away from them. Like, it's so cool, but you can't do that anymore because now it's like you have to like turn sideways and slip
It's
through.
really close now.
Yeah.
Because they figured out the very minimum amount.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you gotta get the most out of the resources.
Yeah. It's a line.
Okay, like a line that you've heard, or like it's obviously, I mean, it's
Yeah.
a line. I mean, I knew that and I didn't go. But, and,
Okay. People are saying that you can hear corn grow.
see, I wondered. Because it's happening really a lot.
It does happen a lot and fast.
And fast. I mean, yeah. Because if you've ever seen like video, because I used to take horticulture classes, and they would like that camera that takes a picture,
Uh-huh.
and they would show like a
Time
plant.
lapse.
Yeah, the best was those ones that they wrap around.
Oh,
So it's like whatever they touch, they go towards,
Uh-huh.
and that's what's
It's
in
fun too when it like here's the thing that they're grabbing onto, and then they'll like shoot one out, and it goes this way, and it goes this way, and then the wind blows. And then,
and then it starts to wrap. Yeah. Or sunflower fields, that because that the head of that sunflower will follow the sun, and depending on what time of the day, that's
really
super cool to see that. So, but I don't know that you could hear sunflowers, but
Apparently, you can lay out in the cornfield and listen, and then get eaten by a corn monster.
let's do it. If we're not in next week, we're eaten by a corn monster.
Could be.
But like you said, that with the wind blows, is that what we're gonna hear? And is it too late now? Is corn?
No, because they still have. Don't they still have like the corn mazes up until October?
But I'm saying, are they still growing? Or now have they reached their max now? I bet they have. I think we needed to go earlier.
But it's the first week of September. We might.
I think we needed to go in May or June because I think July, 4th of July is like peak. Maybe that's just in my imagination because I'm thinking
The
eat
corn.
corn on 4th of July. That was just in my imagination. But I think we're a little late, and I think that yes, they leave them up for mazes, but I don't think they're still growing. I think they've reached.
Oh, okay. They're just like dead corn stalks and everything.
Yeah. Which is a good reason to wear a mask. That's the one thing I was.
If we go up to Illinois, they still have them growing there.
The
Corn is still growing in Illinois.
Ooh, road trip.
Yeah. We're gonna go see that family member.
I like a good road trip. Yeah.
We could.
We could. And who doesn't like a road trip? Well, some people don't. I think we've discovered that.
Yes.
I'm just speaking for myself. I like a road trip.
No, there's still some debate on whether or not Becky likes road trips. I'm pretty sure she does, but
Yeah. And there's a debate on how planned the road trip should be for some people.
I need at least 48 hours.
And the actual trip. Is it like get in the vehicle and go, or is it like we're going here and we're stopping here, and anything in between?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. That it's like, this is our eventual destination, and whatever happens on the way, happens on the way.
Yeah, I think that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, I had a friend, a woman I worked with, and actually her husband did it. And so he planned that trip, I mean, certainly by the hour. And it would be, and he'd type it up, and it would be like where they were staying each night, but then it would be like where they would, like lunch, and then everything. And then
I think that's cool so long as you're not like rigid about it.
what was cool was she would make a copy of it later and give it to you if you wanted to go. Because because I wanted to go in there. I was going there. And she's like, oh, we've got this thing. I said, oh. And then, of course, I varied it for our situation.
Yeah.
But it was just like, here's your
itinerary.
And I was like, I told her too, I think she could sell those, maybe not, but.
Yeah,
it
it's
was
only, Northern
great.
Illinois is only like 6 or 7 hours from us. It's not far really at all.
Northern Illinois?
We can get to Illinois in like really quick.
Oh, you're right. Just, okay. I'm not saying I'm always with it, but I'm saying I'm especially not with it today, so, yeah, correct.
They've been dealing with me this whole past week. They get it.
Got it.
They're like, Red.
No.
They're like, Red doesn't even make sense this week. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay, so it's still growing.
Uh-huh.
Cool.
So,
I would like to hear it.
would you like to hear number 3?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
We only got 2 of them done.
I know.
Number 3. Am I the asshole for not paying my ex-kids' college, but will pay for our only child private school? So I read the exact words there, and I think that you're going to have to do a little bit of interpretation. I'm just going to read the words because I'm assuming that this person maybe doesn't speak English as their first language, just based on the title.
Maybe they were ignorant.
And that's fine, no judgment. I'm just saying that sometimes it's hard for me to read that, so I'm just gonna like concentrate on reading the words.
Got it.
And if you have to like interpret back to me what I said.
Got it. Well, they've got, you've got a copy of this, so you're golden.
Yeah, it's right here. Oh, I should move it up. Oh well, I can't move it up on this. Sorry, I have to go in the other room. But I did link it, so.
I can't see it. I see if it turns.
I love that you keep turning your head, like expecting Tom to be there.
No, I don't. I'm just saying. See, the words.
Look, here's the words.
Stop. No, I wanted to be like the weather forecaster.
Oh,
I wanted
okay.
to be cool, like here in Detroit is a. Sometimes they're off,
Wifey loves
That's
like
not
there's one that we watch on YouTube. I don't think they're actually local, but like he does it like it's like a coordinated dance.
Oh,
Like,
beautiful.
Just like,
Beautiful.
I love it. I love it.
I like that.
And sometimes we like watch it and we're like, just imagine that there isn't anything in the background right now.
Because there isn't.
Because there isn't. When he's standing there doing it, there isn't. This is just green. Okay?
But he's looking sideways. They usually are looking. They used to be.
He was looking at the camera the entire time. I was just like, yeah.
Good for him. Because it used to be they would look over there, and then they point here, and then between the camera and what thing. That's how it used to be.
Yeah, this guy's good, but anyway, moving on. So me, my ex, and my ex have one child together, 9 years old. My ex has a 16-year-old from previous relationship, and her husband has a 17-year-old about to start college next year, and a 14-year-old. You want me to repeat?
Please.
So me and my ex have one child together, 9 years old.
Mm-hmm.
My ex has a 16-year-old from previous relationship.
Okay.
And her husband, I'm assuming she and her husband, but no, I guess not. And her husband, so.
Because I was confused on, okay.
Yeah.
The
Have a
husband.
17-year-old about to start college next year and a 14-year-old. I'm gonna go on, but we can come back, okay?
Okay.
I pay for a private school for my child because I want the best for my child. My only child. I don't pay support, but I give her $1,000 a month, something that we agreed on, and it's in writing because I'm a truck driver and I own a small truck driving business.
Okay.
I get him whenever I'm in town, usually Friday to Sunday every week. I pay for all of his clothes, school activities, even on my insurance. Now his school tuition is $15,000 a year.
Are we talking about the 9-year-old?
Yes.
Okay.
The reason she asked me to help pay for her husband's child after her kid, which has kind of put me in a bad spot. Reasons. Me and my husband's kids, me and her husband's kids don't even talk. We have like zero relationship, no hi or bye or how you doing. Think it's the father's doing. I think the OP, I'm assuming if it's a het couple, then the OP is a cis guy,
Mm-hmm.
and then this is his wife's
I think so.
and her previous husband's kids.
And the 16-year-old, it just says previous relationship.
Yes.
But I guess I'm, okay. I'm just interested that 16, it probably doesn't matter, but that
Yeah.
16-year-old is separate from the 14 and 17-year-old. So I wonder when the original poster was married, was this 16-year-old in the picture,
When they got married.
but not for whatever reason, the 14 and 17-year-old.
Maybe.
I kind of, you know what, I think the 14 and 17-year-old were the second husband's
Yeah.
kids.
It's not even his wife's
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
It's his wife's.
Ex-wife's husband's kids.
Yeah.
So it's nothing to do with him. That was 17 and 14-year-old.
That's
And
what I
a
think.
16-year-old only is something to do with him because he was married to their mother. And however long they lived together was a father figure.
He was
Maybe.
a stepfather-ish
He was a
figure.
stepfather. He was a stepfather. Okay. Okay.
2,
Whew. Glad we had that figured out.
they think that since I'm able to pay for my child's education, I can help pay for the other kid's education. 3, me and the 16-year-old have a good relationship, but it will be dead wrong for me to pay for one and not the others. Me and my ex already were putting our child and her 16-year-old in private school before we broke up and after. Reason number 4, should that be her and her husband's responsibility to take care of their kids?
Yes.
Reason number 5, I have bills on my own plus the woman I'm with and her kids too. They basically literally told me to man up and take care of their responsibility because they can't afford to pay for their kids' college. 6, also we agreed that I'll take care of my son's college tuition too. Yeah, you have one kid. Your responsibility is to the one kid.
Correct. Yeah, I agree completely.
To me, the 16-year-old is like, if you want to pay for that kid's college, I absolutely understand you doing so, and
Yeah.
like that would be really, really nice of you. But like,
Yeah.
also, I don't fault you for that.
No.
But like, if that's literally your wife's kid, you're a stepfather to that kid. I can see you doing that, even if you're not like super involved. It says that they have a good relationship.
But he's an ex-stepfather.
Yeah.
Who is $1,000 a month? Do we know who that? They agreed
Wife.
upon $1,000 a month
Ex-wife gets $1,000 a month.
that they agreed on. So okay.
They don't pay child support, but wife gets $1,000 a month plus
Yeah,
all of
because
the
why
kids.
would he pay child support? It's not his kid.
No, for his
For
kid.
his 9-year-old.
But he's also paying
For private
clothes,
school.
insurance. He's paying for all of that on top of the $1,000 a month.
School too. I mean, he said he's paying for school.
I pay for his clothes, school activities, insurance, and tuition.
Okay. Insurance,
So, like, school
insurance
supplies.
and tuition, I get that, but okay.
But like if he's got a school project and he needs $30 worth of supplies, dad's paying for that too.
Wow. And okay.
This
Wow.
sounds like a relative of ours that like
Yeah.
It's
not as spelled out,
right.
but yes, it sounds like he's being
But where like the
paid.
one parent would be like, okay, I'm taking the kid to get supplies and I'm paying for it out of Like your other parent is paying for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Yes, that's what it sounds like.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I want to be clear that there's nothing wrong with that. That is the situation that they have set up.
Agree. But then, I'm also not, and we don't have to say it. I wonder if it's happening though. I don't agree with bad mouthing the other parent for whatever. That the kid, that's their dad, that's their mom. When they get older, let them figure out what kind of person they are.
Yes.
They're their mom.
Yes. Don't badmouth them. I like that they're not badmouthing them.
Well, I wonder if the wife is though, because she's pushing for this money for these other kids, and then if
he said that he thinks that the dad badmouths them, which I hate that shit. Here's the thing: if you're gonna like raise kids with somebody, it is your responsibility to lift up all of the other people that you are raising kids with. Okay, that is your responsibility, is so that your kid can go to any of you when they need it. Okay,
That's right. Absolutely. And I don't understand original posters saying it would be dead wrong to pay for the one kid and not the other two kids.
because it's that kid's siblings. This other kid is not his sibling.
I don't know why that's dead wrong.
I don't agree that it's dead wrong. To me, it's like if you want to pay for the 16-year-old school, I absolutely understand you do it.
Yeah.
But in his mind, that's where he's drawing the line.
Yeah. I see that.
I don't necessarily agree with him where he like draws his line and like this is black and this is white, but like
Yeah.
I also don't think that he's like being an asshole at all here.
No, not at all.
In fact, he's being a really nice person.
One kid, and he's taking care of that kid.
Yeah, he's being a responsible, caring parent.
And he has a good relationship with this used to be stepson. I don't know what you call that after divorce. And
I have a friend that's like that. That him and his ex basically raised the ex's kid, and like they're absolutely no relation whatsoever. But like he still like goes and visits him in college and stuff, and it's like that's they
cool.
still have like a very like parental type relationship.
And we don't know at what age this child was when the stepfather was in his life, and we don't know, forgot my other point, we don't know, how much custody did the wife have full-time custody, so that kid was there all the time? Did the husband have full-time custody, so they only saw that kid every other weekend? We don't know what kind of bond was there, but they have a good relationship, and that's really important for anybody, but I think, well, for someone of the same sex, I think, like for a male child to have a good relationship with a male adult, I think that's very important, and for women too. So I think the fact that he is doing that, like you said, that the guy went and visited him and had a relationship, if he just visits him and takes him out to lunch and they just chat, I mean, that's great.
Because that kid will know when they need something, maybe they need to like talk about something. That like they can't talk about his mom or whatever.
Yeah.
They know that they can talk to you.
Yeah. And that's a really cool.
That's a big
That's a big thing to have. It's
Yeah.
a big thing to have. And he's 16, so yeah.
And I feel like I was really lucky in that, like, also, yes, you and I were close, but like we also had other close family around where it was like, if I had like a girl thing that I needed to like talk to like a woman about, and I literally needed to like talk to my mom about that, there were other women that I could go and say, hey, can I, ask you about that?
And we had a thing at one point where, and I don't know if you were involved in it, it was a church we used to go to, a youth group, and some of the adults there came up and they actually printed out a little card, business-sized card, and it said if you are inebriated or if you, for whatever reason you need help.
I received one of those cards when I was a kid, and I actually passed that along to a lot of my friends. When I went to college, and then I got kicked out of college, and then I went back to college. And there's like when you go back to college, like there is kind of like a little bit of a like disconnect from like the 18 and 19-year-olds who like went directly. But I would tell all of them, like, save my number in your phone.
Yeah.
And if you like need at 2:00 in the morning, the person that you thought was your DD turns out has been snorting lines or whatever.
Yeah.
You can call me, and I did get calls like that.
Yeah.
Actually, I got at least half a dozen calls where it was like somebody was like at 2:00 in the morning, and I was like, "Yes, thank you for calling me. I'm not mad at you.
That's
like,
good. Yeah.
yes, you woke me up out of bed. It is fine. I will be there in 15 minutes." Like,
And the one that these were high school kids, so I mean they were even younger, and it was more of a, it was a small town and that. So the
and
fact that
we're
these,
not gonna judge you.
and I think it might have even said we won't tell your parents. I didn't get the cards. I saw the card, but I mean it had the names and the numbers, and these were people that the kids had met and
I
knew.
told Wifey's niece that one time. I told Wifey's niece that. My sister-in-law is very strict, and her daughter, she had her daughter I think at like 16 or something. And so her daughter's very rebellious. And she can sometimes get herself into trouble. And so I told her, I said, look, here's the deal. If you ever like need something and like you need me to like not tell your mom, like I will. I'm not necessarily saying that like that's a great thing.
It's not a great thing, but it's a
if
thing.
you ever need it, I would rather you call me and
Absolutely.
and I don't tell your mom or whatever, and then you get home safe.
Absolutely. So, this guy is providing some sort of a relationship for this 16-year-old, and that is a good thing. These have no relation to him. We don't know how long they lived in the same house or whatever. He's providing school and lots of stuff for his one biological child. That's it. He does not need to pay any of these other people's stuff.
Now, there is like an asshole way where he could go about it, and he could be like, you can all fuck yourself, whatever. Like, I'm not saying that he's never acted like an asshole about this situation.
We don't know.
But like, as far as the facts,
Yeah.
he does not seem like the asshole in this situation.
He does not. No. And we've gotten into this, I think, before, is people that they've realized somebody has money and they think for some reason that money should flow to them. It's that person's choice what they do with their money. They don't have to give them that.
I think we talked about that one other time when there was the person who was the lottery winner, and you were like, if you win the lottery, don't tell anybody.
Oh my God. Yeah, people.
Don't tell anybody.
Well, and that's why a lot of people don't. I mean, usually the picture's on I think, in the paper or the news or something, but sometimes it's not. And they say they don't want it announced. And sometimes I've heard of lottery winners that they want to keep, and you also, you see here that number. Well, 50% of that is going to be taxed because that chunk of money, now depending on if they make payments or whatever. So you take that out of there and it starts going down, but I've heard of people that they wanted to keep their same job, and then people give them so much shit at work that I think they basically end up quitting because it's like, well, you're working, Bob. You don't need to work,
See, now, and with my partner at nail school, she didn't need to work. She didn't need to go to nail school. That doesn't mean that like she didn't have just as much like desire to learn and desire to be there as the rest of us. Like,
or that you were wanting to buy you a soda all the time.
No. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, why, if somebody has money, does that mean if they want to generously spend that on somebody else, that is their prerogative. But you expect, he should pay college for these people that he's of no relation to.
Well,
None whatsoever.
To me, it like harkens back to like I do remember actually one girl giving her a little bit of shit. Luckily, this girl was pretty well ahead of us, and so she graduated pretty quickly after we were there. But I remember, like, it was one of my partner's first manicures that she had done, and I don't remember if she like didn't get a tip or if she got like $1 tip. Like, now, mind you, when you do manicures and stuff in school, like the bulk of the money gets paid to the school, which is kind of ridiculous. But you do usually get cash tips
because you're getting the experience,
right?
Is what you're receiving out of it,
right? And so
which is important because you're not going to get a job if you're crap or you're not going to keep your job. So you do need that experience,
right? And she had kind of complained about that, like, because I think it was like 2 people came in for manicures.
Okay.
And she and I did the manicures because we were the new students who were working on manicures at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I got like $3 tip and she got like $1 tip. And I was like, here, have $1, basically, so it's even.
That's very generous of you.
We both did the same amount of work just because like the one person tips me. In my opinion, it was like we both did the same amount of work. But another student who was, again, she was ahead of us, she was like, well, that's BS because like your partner doesn't even need to work. And it was like, okay, first of all, I didn't have to give her.
First of all, it's up to you. Second, it's $1. And I get it. You wanted to be a good partner. And if you were working as a partner, then yeah, you split the tip.
We
You
did
put the
the
money
same
and you
amount.
put it in the tip jar. And see, at first I was assuming that you did a better job and that's why you got $3.
We don't know.
But probably you just had a person that was a bigger tipper than she. So it was luck of the draw.
Exactly.
So, okay, that makes sense. That was generous of you. You didn't have to do it. It was nice of you.
Sometimes it's the luck of the draw that you don't get a tip. But like to say
Right.
to her, well, it doesn't matter that you didn't get a tip. You didn't deserve that because your husband is a doctor and you don't need the money. That's ridiculous.
That's BS. Yeah.
Did you hear me censor myself there? Somebody told me that like kids watch this. Like they have their kids in the room. Yeah. And I was like,
I
okay.
didn't know that.
Okay.
I didn't know
So
that
I've been
because
trying to-
I've been, I guess I haven't been around you, but I've been dropping the F-bombs like
I
crazy.
know. It's great. I love it.
Crazy.
I love it. This is my channel. You're allowed.
I don't know what happened.
I know exactly what happened, but we won't talk about it on stream. You got pushed to a point.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And a thing happened, and like F-bombs came out.
That time, yes. That did
And
happen.
I feel like it's mostly like has been in relation to like those types of situations lately, cause like,
It's been more.
but it's not. You were pushed to a point with that
Yeah.
that sparked the
Yeah,
F-bombs to come
yeah.
out, and now they're just coming out.
I mean, I hit my head yesterday, but it was on the corner of the cab, not just the
You hit
cab.
your head too. I had.
Oh, but the corner. And I yelled a big one, not just a little one. I was like, that maybe is a little overdone for bumping my head. And then I had that issue with a relative, and I typed the whole word out. And I was proofreading it to somebody before I said it, and they go, you abbreviated that right? And I did not. I spelled every letter out on the text.
Probably in caps.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, okay. Well,
And there too, I didn't know all the facts, and
that's why communication is key.
yeah, and we communicated, and we've worked through it. Oh, but there was one yesterday. I sent the wrong person.
Was it a mean text or? Oops.
So I'm texting someone about a person, and then I explain why the person has done some not nice things. Sent that text. Next text referring to that just says douchebag. Problem being, I was also texting with a business person, and we were discussing the bill, and when the bill was due, and then I didn't know that the bill was due, and then I wish they would have informed me when the bill was due, but okay, we'll get through it. And then but I didn't say, okay, we'll get through it. I said, I didn't know, of course, I'll pay it now. I didn't know it was due. I didn't receive a receipt. I didn't know anything. And then period, and then douchebag.
I know what this business transaction was, and I kind of feel like I wouldn't even explain it.
And then I could see the dots, and he's replying, and he was sending me a real nice text about, oh, it's no problem, you didn't know. I'm just saying that was when it was due, and it's fine, and we can work.
douchebag.
And then I said, douchebag. And then I said, that wasn't meant for you.
Oh no, I would have left
And
it.
then he says, I've been called worse.
Okay, good.
And I was like, yeah, I have too. Oh my God.
That's funny.
That happens. There was one on here, wasn't it, that somebody sent I've heard of several of them now that it's just like, oh.
Yeah, I remember one. It was early. It's been like a while back, but yeah.
Oh, it happens. Especially in multitasking when they get older.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna make it a policy if there's a curse word or, well, because I did it another time. I thought I was sending it to one person and I was sending it to a group.
You've done that before? Like, not like a mean one, but like you've done that.
It's like I see that person text, oh, okay. And then by the way, so-and-so did such and such. Phew. Oh, that was
So-and-so is in the group.
in the group. Oh. See, I didn't realize it was a group text, so I need to look at that. And if I send anything that's not nice, well, maybe I just shouldn't send it. No, I should. I should look who I'm actually
If
sending.
you look at your recipients, yeah.
Yeah, look at your recipient. Is that who? Is that who it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
So on to
Sorry.
number 4.
Sorry, Gary. Type.
Right, we're on number 4?
Yes.
Okay. This one is titled, Am I the Asshole for Giving My 13-Year-Old Niece Tampons?
Not at all. Not at all.
Judgment, not the asshole. Moving on.
Because, well, you can talk to that as we go, because there was a place where we used to, there was a sport that you did. And
They know.
Okay.
I was a horseback rider.
Yeah, and the owner, the female of the owners put tampons in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And she was like, and you're horseback riding, so,
It's,
and you're wearing joggers tight.
yeah. And like, if you wear a pad when you're horseback riding, like there might be slippage, there might be leakage, there might be like, it really, if you're horseback riding, you can wear a pad if that's what you're
Of
more
course,
comfortable with.
Of course.
I would suggest like one of those like ultra thin overnight pads so that like if it does slip, it's you still got some coverage.
Yeah.
But
And go ahead.
tampons are just the easiest way to go if you're horseback
Yeah.
riding. For
And
me,
the joggers were usually a light color.
always.
They're always this color, like
They're
light
khaki.
tan.
Yeah.
Light. And khaki can go. Yeah, they're light khaki. And yeah, and
You could do dark khaki. You were allowed dark khaki,
Oh,
but the
okay.
style back then was light khaki.
okay. And also you had to go by what was available. I mean, price. You know, if that was what's popular and there's more of those, they were cheaper than the.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I know she put them in the restroom, and the young girls used that restroom, and I don't think there was any I mean, I knew. I think she told me as the mother, you know, and fine, cool. She's like, I just buy them in bulk.
And they were like the bulk, like the ones where they like went in a machine, but it wasn't actually in a machine.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, they like were in a tube, and you like.
Well, I know she bought them at like the warehouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is. I mean, it was great because like, how many times have
Yeah,
you
she
like
did.
been doing something and you're like, oh crap, I just got my period. Like, yeah.
Yeah. So
It
I-
was great. You like go in there and you're like, you know, because you like pee and then you wipe and it's like, oh shit, it's red. You know.
Let me do some math here. 13 is what grade in school around here? 7th grade.
Yeah, I was gonna say 7th, 8th grade.
Okay. Not a problem. Not a problem for me. Go ahead. Now maybe we're gonna find out that there was some weird medical reason,
Maybe there
or
is.
maybe there was some religious reason,
Maybe there
and maybe this woman knew that the mom didn't want this girl.
Sometimes the titles can be misleading.
They can. I learned that.
So yeah, this is the 13-year-old niece tampon story.
Oh, it's a niece. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
So backstory, my sister, and I'm assuming that this is somebody who is assigned female at birth, but
Because she's handing out tampons.
right,
Well,
because
we
she
don't
had tampons.
We don't know.
They had tampons, I guess.
Maybe.
So my backstory
Maybe
is
the
this
uncle was related. Go ahead.
whatever. He's
Yeah.
like, yeah, my wifey's got some in here. Hold on. So backstory, my sister is embarrassed to talk about anything of the sort. Period, sex, birth, vaginas. All of this is off limits conversation for her. So when my niece got her first period, naturally, like most mothers, she called me to explain to her daughter what a period is and why she's getting it and how to manage it.
Oh my gosh, she called her sister to tell her child about, oh my gosh. I mean,
me down and was like, okay, this is what it is. This is like, and like explain. And then like when I learned about like a little bit about birth control, she was like, okay, we're gonna like talk about this in depth. And like I was the one in my high school, like, because we do it freshman year, I was the one who was like, hey guys, like, let me tell you what my mom taught me. And like, it is technically in this book, but like our health teacher just like skipped over that section. And like,
They didn't know?
they did not know. They didn't know, like, if you are on the birth control pill, that you have to take the pill literally every single time. Like, every
Oh, they
single
thought like,
time.
oh, I'm gonna have sex tonight, I'm gonna take a pill.
Yeah, like, that was the type of like, that was the level of understanding.
Oh, that's sad. I didn't think I was like pushing any barriers there. I thought it was just
You weren't, but you were like,
these people.
I didn't learn. And you were like, okay, this is like actually important shit for you to learn.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I also think it was interesting that
it's also like, if you look at like the rates of like teen pregnancy in our area, it absolutely reflects that the health teacher still is not teaching them these things.
don't skip that chapter.
It was just a section, but like where we live, it's a very rural area, and it's like literally what we were taught in school was that the only way to avoid STDs in pregnancy is abstinence. That was it. Like, that's like, there's all these kinds of birth control, but they can fail,
Mm-hmm.
and the only foolproof method is abstinence. That was all we were taught.
Mm.
There's a pill that you can take, there's
Yeah.
blah 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 blah, but none of those work 100%. So don't do it.
Scare tactic.
Also, this woman was obviously very Christian,
Mm.
and if you're gonna believe in that whole mythology, I can give you at least one example of where that didn't work.
There was a teacher at that school though, and I feel like it was, I guess it was when they split up the boys and the girls, so I feel like maybe he had the boys, but part of, I don't know if it was a quiz or whatever, he went and talked with them, but I remember him talking, because I taught there, and he said one of them, they had to come in, he gave them like this homework, and they had to come in and tell him where in Walmart are the condoms located? Where in, there was 3 stores, where are the condoms located?
Okay, well they apparently like reverted after you worked there, because I went to school after you worked there, and the guys who got sex ed got literally a condom stapled to the which, by the way, don't use a condom that has a fucking staple hole in it. Like a Durex condom, literally stapled to their paperwork, their stuff to
I
bring home.
hope they went really to the edge.
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay, so yeah, that's, yeah, okay.
Okay. So I obviously didn't want to do this, as it wasn't my job.
Yeah,
But
she didn't birth her.
I did, because somebody had to do it for the poor girl who were obviously freaking out as to why she was bleeding from the vagina.
That was so busted. Spitting that out. Oh my god. So the girl is, oh.
The girl is bleeding from her vagina, and then she's like,
wait,
"Mom!"
your aunt's gonna be here in a minute.
And she's like, Mom, why am I bleeding from my vagina? And she's like, Mom's like, hold on, let me call Aunt Susie.
I hope Aunt Susie lived next door.
Originally, I just gave her some pads and told her that there were other options, but to start out with, pads were probably best.
I do that too.
She had it for about a year, and then she came to me a few weeks ago and said she was embarrassed because the first few days were heavy, and she would always leak at school and have blood on the back of her pants. Her mom would tell her it's her responsibility to get the stains out, so she was always just trying to get them out. Oh my gosh. I told her the best way
Her
to do it,
responsibility.
and that sometimes it was just a lost cause, but then I proceeded to give her some tampons. I explained the whole thing to her, and didn't even think about it again. Yeah, because a lot of times, early days, you gotta do like the tampon and the pad if you're a young AFAB person who's watching this.
Yeah.
But yeah, like especially early days, sometimes you gotta like.
Especially if the poor thing's having showing up in her clothing.
Also, cold
Cold water.
ice water.
Ice water. If it's white, hydrogen peroxide. and it's out.
Yeah, but if it's colored,
it's
you can't
cold.
just bleach it. So
Even to the point of, I knew one mom that she kept a bucket in the bathroom for the daughter to put it in there and put it in cold water, and then the mom took care of it. And depending on your, if you're not grossed out by this thing, and I just figured this out not that long ago. I have somebody that injures himself or whatever regularly. Just put it in a bin of water, like fresh blood. Put it in a bin of water, stick it in the refrigerator. It just like comes out magically. You do have a bin of bloody clothing in your refrigerator. I don't know how comfortable I'd be with period one, but cold water, even to the point of ice, yeah, and let that.
yeah, because for some reason it like pulls it out. I don't know how it does it.
Yeah,
you
I
don't
don't
even
know.
need soap.
I know. The first time I did it, I was like, it just came out.
Yeah.
It was magical.
So in hindsight, I probably should have asked my sister or given her a heads up that I did it, but
Maybe a heads up.
when I first had to talk to my niece and my sister, when I first had the talk with my niece, my sister didn't want to know anything, and I told her because those conversations, she didn't want to know anything. I told her because those conversations are, quote, inappropriate and embarrassing.
Oh, yes. It is inappropriate and embarrassing to talk about your period.
About a natural process that happens to literally 50% of humans. Okay.
I am so friggin' sick of this, and I'm not going to get off on that tangent, hopefully. But even with adult women, there are things that adult women do not know about their body, and the doctors, physicians don't tell them. And I've learned of some of this lately. And I'm like, if that was a penis, they would be like, oh, watch out, save the penis, do this, you know, they'd be like,
You're right.
but if
You're
it's
right.
like you're having a little problem down, you know.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
So this girl, this woman actually believes that there is some problem with having a period. You wouldn't be here if you didn't have a period, and we wouldn't be here if somebody didn't have a period. Come on. Can we just grow the fuck up? It's a period. You should be able to talk about that.
Half of humans have them.
You should be able to talk about that. And even if you remember in grade school, your little brother's class, at that time anyway, I don't know how it was you, that they separated the boys and the girls. And at this time, I think the boys just went and played basketball or something, but the girls got a little talk about feminine hygiene.
The boys got a talk about, like, hygiene.
Okay.
It was just about hygiene.
And that's important. This is your friend. This is the deodorant. This is your friend. Meet up with your friend every morning. Check in with each other. That's important.
And they had that kind of conversation.
Okay, that's cool. But when they got back to the class, went back at the same time, and the girls had a little package of their pads or whatever, and they were all giggly, and so the one was like showing my son, look what we got, we're special, we got this thing, and he's like, what the hell's that? And we didn't say that because he's a little boy. And so he comes home and he's like, Mom, and he's asking me about these girls' periods. And so I told the principal, I was like, if you're telling these girls, don't think that they're not telling the boys. And then the boys like, what?
That's, by the time I came around, which is 3 years after, the boys in our class got to talk about hygiene, and they got told girls are learning about their periods.
This was your little brother. This was your little brother.
They reverted?
I guess it depended on the teacher. Maybe it depended on the teacher.
I don't know. I remember the one teacher that I had who did it actually happened to have, left her lunch at home that day or something, and her husband came in during the middle of the period talk, and we're all like, oh boy! And she's like, it's fine. It's a natural process that happens to half of humans. I'm married to this guy. He knows about my period. He knows when I'm on my period.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Maybe she staged that.
Maybe.
Good for you if you did.
I've never thought about that, but that was literally the only time that I
he
ever met her husband.
I wonder.
Sorry, I just had one of those moments
Yeah.
where, as an adult,
Just
you're
as a teacher, I'm thinking, that would be...
she probably did.
And good on her.
Yeah.
Good on
I mean,
her.
great on her either way that she's like, he knows about it. That's great. But if you staged it, I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there were no male teachers at that school either.
Hi, small girl Laura.
There were no male teachers there.
No,
So she couldn't, maybe otherwise she would have had,
Mr. Stevens.
pop over for a copy of the, schedule or something.
Yeah, but I remember because it was like, there was like the diagram on the board and everything, and we're all like, and she's like,
He'll
just
see the
because he
diagram.
doesn't have one doesn't mean he doesn't know what's up. Like,
That's cool. Yeah. Well, I don't think your little brother had that. I don't know because he was clueless. All he knew was these girls got something special, and he didn't get one.
he was missing out.
He was just like, "What's up?" So then I had that.
See,
talk.
I think the boys got deodorant too.
Well,
They got stuff.
well, maybe he was just had a girl that liked him and was there. Maybe.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe it was just. Maybe, like. And not that she was hitting on him or something, but she was just.
No, but she was being a flirty little girl.
Yeah, yeah, she could have been a flirty little girl. Yeah.
So, let's see.
We're back to the.
So I didn't
Back to
figure
the aunt.
because she said that the previous conversations were inappropriate and embarrassing. She figured that she didn't know.
That's where I
didn't
went
want
off
to
on my
know.
tangent.
But she's determined that I'm the asshole. That is technically the end of the post, but then she edited to add, for those wondering why my sister is embarrassed about it, we were raised super religious, and my mother was the same way, so we were never allowed to even talk about our periods growing up. When I got my period, I learned about it because I asked my best friend's mom, who wasn't super religious.
Yeah.
I broke away from the religiousness when I turned 18, and I'm not embarrassed about it because it's not embarrassing, which is why my sister called to talk to her.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like there is more to this post because I thought there was more. No, okay, that's the end.
So do we know what the sister? So it's a religious thing. Maybe you're not supposed to use a tampon until
You're married.
after you're married. Because maybe nothing's maybe
I
nothing's
missed
supposed to
one.
go in there because you're a virgin. I don't know.
Oh, I missed a paragraph.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what happened. Okay, so she gave it to the tampons and didn't think about it again.
Yeah.
This is before the in hindsight. My sister found out when she was going through her backpack and she found some and she was completely pissed off, claimed it wasn't my place to give them to her, and I was, quote, taking her virginity by telling her to use them.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
I don't feel like what I did was wrong because my niece knew she couldn't go to her mom about it and was being made fun of at school for leaking and she
Period
staying
spots.
out of her pants all the time.
Come on, you are you
Mom.
aunt. You got a green flag. Great on you. You were a good aunt. And mom gets the red flag.
Small girl Laura said, "Hey, how's you?"
To us? How good. Thank
We're
you.
okay.
We're okay.
We're
yeah,
getting
thank
through.
you. Thank you. I'm irritated about this, though. I'm going to be straight up with you.
Yeah.
You got one, you don't take a virginity from a tampon, and